Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. Definitely not that. Ridiculous, man. How's everybody doing? God, wish I had another place to put my phone. Maybe there? Yeah, that can work. This is weird. Thank you, Cap King, for following. I don't know. Oh, I see. Wonder if it's the same key. How are you? Thank you. My stupid fucking Instagram. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, where are you from, Cap King? Oh, okay. To help you fall asleep. That's good. Ireland. Don't you know? I have met, oh God, I can't, no, I'm not even gonna say it. That's great. I am also from Europe. I'm from Germany. Born and raised in Germany. Half German, half Serbian. My father was from Serbia. So yeah. But what I was going to say, I do have a good couple of Irish acquaintances and a lot of English acquaintances and people that I know from the land. You know, now that's debatable whether your land's the land of potatoes. You know, because I think my land might also be the land of potatoes. Oh. Yeah, it's, I mean, you know, it's not, I don't know how to say this, but it's not too much different from Ireland. It is gloomy, gray, rainy, and cold, and old. So, yeah, they'll feel right at home. Let's put it that way. That's nice, though. You know, even if we find ourselves in similar lands to our own, it is nice to learn about this, and experience it at least once in your life. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys sound like you're young, though. I mean, I'm young, but I'm like a mature young, you know? You guys sound like you're young, young. In your 20s. Because in my 20s, of course, that's what, we did. I mean, I still do that, but, a little more controlled, I guess. A little more responsible. Responsibly? Responsibly. Indeed. Yeah. Doesn't matter where you are. I guess that's what you... In the world, I guess that's what you do in your 20s. That's cool, though. I miss my home. Maybe one day. Ziegen? No, that does not sound familiar to me. Ziegen. What are they going to university for? What's their main deal there? Oh, close to Frankfurt. Yeah, that's where I'm from. I was raised about 2 hours from Frankfurt. In Nordrhein-Westfalen. I'm not sure if they're still in that state, but the Midwest. Oh, okay, yeah, good. That's also my first language. She ever has any questions, send her my way, because it is my mother tongue. So, and talking about my mother was very, very picky and particular that my German was grammatically correct always. So, yeah, I'm very good at my own language, and I think that I speak English very well as well. I think my English is pretty good. And then, of course, my Serbian is, rusty. It's not that great, but then I can speak a tiny bit of Spanish. I can understand a lot of Italian. I can understand a lot of Russian, and I can understand a lot of what's the other language? I can understand Spanish. Japanese. I can understand Japanese very well. If they speak clearly, that is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I really, having experience with this, when I moved to the US, I feel like a year is not enough. Technically, in practice, a year is not enough. My English was not fluent until about 2 years of being in the US, and still till this day, after 16 years, I'm still gradually improving. Mainly not my grammar, but mainly my vocabulary. My grammar, I was very good already because I had British English in high school in Germany for many years. But when I moved to the US, it was like it totally different. I couldn't understand anybody. They were talking so fast. I was like, oh my god, this is English, because that's not the English that I learned. It was totally different. So I pretty much learned the whole language all over again. And I can say honestly that it literally took probably about 10 years. 10 years before I was really incorporated into the American English spoken here. But I do think that like for schooling and such, I would say like 3 years would be adequate. One is just like under the line of what would be enough. Two would be probably, doable. But oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I do speak. I know that my English is very American, very Southern American. I was even told that by somebody once. Like, they said to me, "You really do sound like a girl from um, the southern part of the United States," and I felt very offended. But I laughed. I'm European because I'm not from here, so for me it's funny. I'm like, "That's what I sound like now." Oh, okay, that's great. um, but yeah, I've only lived in Florida. I've visited many states in the U.S., but I've only ever lived in Florida, so that's what I'm used to. But thank you for complimenting my English. Yeah, a lot of it is funny because a lot of people they like no actually I can what I have to say is like a small amount of people will catch my accent, and they can never place it. They can never place my accent. They hear it because my accent is weird because of like my Serbian like undertone of how I talk and my German accent, so they can never place it. And that's why I have to like go into detail and explain to them. They're like, "Well, your accent doesn't sound German," and then I explain to them. And even the look, when they're like, "Well, you don't look German," it's like, well, first of all, you uneducated swine. We all look different in Germany. We are all not just blue eye and blonde hair, Aryan nation. You know what I mean? It's not that way. My mother was 100% German, black hair and green eyes. That's how my mom was. But they're like, "Well, your look is not really German." And I'm like, "Well, I know because I'm not 100%. My look is more the Serbian. I feel like I do look a lot more. It's like this. It's like this part is my dad and this part is my mom. Like that's how I can, So, but it is mixed. They're like, "Oh, you are you?" They think oftentimes they're like, "Are you from Italy?" And I'm like, "No, don't say that." you know, it. And you're gonna probably murder me for this one, but here's the thing. It took me about 10 years to, when I hear somebody speak English, to hear an accent or a dialect. Okay, it took me a long time to be able to differentiate and hear this. Okay, still to this day, I have a hard time when I hear somebody from Britain speak English. I have a very hard time understanding it. I do, however, have no hard time understanding an Irishman or somebody from Scotland speaking English. For some reason, that's easier for me to understand than British English. What I do not still can figure out, though, is the difference. There's like 4 accents. Yeah, accents that I have a hard time with. I have a hard time differentiating between Irish and Scottish. When I hear them talk, like, it's very hard for me because they sound almost exactly the same to me. Okay, and Australian versus British English. It's so fucking hard for me. I'm like listening so close, and I'm like, and then I say Australian. They're like, "No, England," and always the opposite too. They're like, and I'm like, England, nope, Australia. I'm like, damn it, like it's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, because I can hear, I mean, almost down when it comes to people from the Slavic countries speaking English. I'm like on there. I can literally differentiate between like somebody from Russia, between somebody from Serbia, between somebody from Croatia, somebody from Romania. I'm very good. For some reason, I'm very good at that. It becomes tricky again when it's about the other side of Europe, when it's like between hearing people speak English that are from Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, all of those congealed, right? Because it's also a hard time. Because the accents are very similar when they speak English. So it's also a hard time. But then you have to kind of like listen for key, like there's key parts in words and stuff. When you hear it, then you can know the difference. But the Australian and the British English and the Irish English and the Scottish English, like I fucking... and I wish, I want to know what is the difference. Yeah, and I know and I understand and you hear it because you're like in there. You know, you're in there, but for me it is I don't hear it that much for me to learn, you know, to become so engulfed in it that I then hear the differences. You know, I'll watch a YouTube video or something and then I hear somebody talk for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, you know, and then it's like, oh, okay, from England. And then the next time I hear somebody is like 2 weeks later for 10 minutes and that person's from Australia. And then there was 2 weeks in between and those were only 10-minute videos each. Like they sound very alike to me, you know, when you lose that, then you lose that memory over the 2 weeks, what it sounded like, you know, versus like, I don't know. I'd have to actually maybe one day just for the fun of it. I'm gonna watch a video. I'm sure they have the videos like the difference between Australian English and British English, and then they've put a guy there that says a sentence in British English, and then he says it in Australian English, and then I can maybe learn. They're both very difficult for me to understand. I don't know why. I don't know how, because that is the English I learned in school, in high school in Germany. And I was very good. Like I said, my grammar, you know, taking tests in English, easy. I mean, you know, I was lazy, so I had a B, you know, whatever. A 2. German Mark 2. That's all we did. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 was the worst. We didn't go with letters, but always had a 2, only because I was lazy. I could have had an A, but it was like always so easy. I was also never nervous before an English test because I always grasped the material. I always grasped, you know, the past progressive, you know, the time, you know, the different, you know, a verb has 3 different timelines. All of that stuff was, for some reason, I fucking like totally grasped that, had no problem. Same with German. Just then in practice, like when you hear it, when I hear them say it, when I hear them speak, I cannot hear the difference. Yeah, I know. Yep, I know. And I don't know any of that at all. I don't know anything about the Gaelic, Irish, or Scottish at all. Yeah. That would make sense. Exactly. Because that's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, there's got to be something that is, you know, that connects the two, you know, that cause that in the English pronunciations to be very similar. Yeah. I find it so interesting. If I had the money and if I had the means, man, I'd be going everywhere. I'd stay in each country like 3 years and learn everything that I can, you know, and just become involved and live that life and live what the people live. And, you know, that's like, it's awesome. Yeah, and you are in your 20s, so if you do not keep up with it, you're going to lose it over the years, and you're gonna lose it entirely. Trust me, I know that from experience. With not with my German. My German, I speak German every day still with my brother. You know, so it's like my German. I will speak German for until I die. You know, But my dad stopped speaking Serbian to me when I was very little, so it was like, so pretty much all what I do speak today, I taught myself. I'm pretty much self-taught, so my father wasn't really that much into trying to teach me a Serbian. When we lived, in Germany, it was like my dad didn't really want to do it because he was always afraid that I was going to get picked on in school in Germany, being my father being from Serbia. So he tried to kind of like remove me a little bit more from the culture and such. But I have clung to it my whole life, and I have reinvented myself with my, when it comes to my Slavic roots. I've made this a big part of my life that I'm very proud of. And yeah, so too bad that he didn't live to see the day. But yeah. Yeah, I do catch myself. If sometimes my brother go a long time without talking because we live right next to each other. It's not like we live literally right next to each other. So sometimes it's just kind of like we know we're both just going to work. We're both just doing our thing. So sometimes we won't talk for like weeks at a time. And then I notice, then we talk again, and then it's like, oh my god, okay, get in gear. That's literally what it then feels like when I talk German. It's like, you know, I will mix languages. I will say the whole sentence in German, but then I will add a word or something in there because I cannot remember in that moment what the German word was. And my mom would always get so angry. And she's like, do not mix languages. She was always so very picky about it. But I catch myself, so I don't like when that happens. But then it comes right back, because the time in between not talking my mother tongue is never that long, so it comes then right back, after an hour or so, then I'm back there. Yeah, it is the conjunctions and all the different falls, nominative, genitive, dative, accusative. Yeah, and that's exactly what I meant earlier. It's like it's really learning by doing. Me moving to the US and living here for that many years, that's why my English is so good. Not because I look in a book all the time. You have to really go there, and it's got to be one of those things you got to force it, because a lot of people, they will just use a translator, or they will maintain being around the same type of people with the same language, even so they're in a different country. They'll find their country men and women, so they don't have to speak the native language, and you will never learn it that way. You will never. You have to expose yourself really to the most rural areas or whatever, and you will learn it. And the good thing too is about, like, it can probably be a little more difficult in Europe because we are not, we Europeans, not the kindest and sweetest and gentlest. We're a little bit cold. We are not very welcoming all the time. But Americans are very welcoming. If you're from a different country and you come here, they love it. Mostly. Except for whatever pieces of shit. But they will encourage you. They will teach you. Yeah, they will laugh, but they will not be so mean and laugh at you like you're stupid. But they laugh at you because they think it's cute. At least that's how it was for me. That was my experience. They're like, you, that's how you say that. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, okay. Uh, so it is helpful when you're welcomed, and when people are willing to kind of guide you and help you. That is important. Yeah. Yeah, it is good that she's going there. German is a tough language. German is a tough language. That's why so many poets and so many also musicians and stuff were German, because our language is very like, I thought about this earlier. It's like in English, this was literally an entire thought that I had. In English is like poets and stuff that write in English and express themselves in English. In English you have the option. You have different options. It's like you can if you use the right words, you can express yourself so vividly using very little words if you use the right words. Also, you can use a lot of words and make yourself sound very vividly and express yourself, like very like detailed, okay? In German, it's like there's no way around it. You have to use detailed ways of speaking. We have many more words available to us in our vocabulary to use to describe situations, to describe whatever. So that's why, a lot of the German poets were very successful, because our vocabulary is just very big, so we can express ourselves. We have so many like adjectives. We can make a whole sentence of adjectives and express our feeling that way. You know what I mean? So I do think that in a way that kind of worked in our advantage. For instance, if you read like Friedrich Nietzsche, for instance, like one of his sentences can be like 3 rows long, and he's just expressing, and it's like, can you keep up? I mean, I hope so too, because people do get discouraged. I myself get discouraged if I'm the type of person, if I don't grasp something like in a certain amount of time, I can feel myself get irritated, and then I'm like, I toss it to the side. But if I'm really committed to it, then I will continue, and then I will get it. Like for instance, when I started playing bass, when I actually started picking up an instrument, there were many times where I get so frustrated. I can never do this. There's no way I can do this. Like sad, and then I would toss it to the side for like 2 days, and then it's like, no, I want to play this though, and I would pick it back up again, and then it's just, it's all about not giving up entirely. Whenever people are like, don't give up, no, you will give up many times. Many times will you have this thing of giving up. You will stop, but as long as you pick it back up, do not completely give up. That's the thing. Where did I even? Oh. Yeah, absolutely. You follow me now, so if you turn on your notifications, then you get a notification. It, that you can get a notification whenever I go on, and then And when you said yous can catch, I thought I thought, oh, that's some kind of Irish expression. You guys can catch, like we Americans would say, or not we Americans, but Americans would say, we can catch up. Like, we can talk about things that happened to us in the past that we didn't discuss. So I'm like, oh, maybe the Irish just say can catch. What do you mean chat? Okay, gotcha. That's so funny. Yeah, I would love to. And if, any questions or anything, I actually I advertise every day for teaching German lessons. So any questions or anything, I would gladly help out and explain some things, cuz it's fun to me. That type of thing sometimes is really fun to me, especially when I said that earlier. When it's something that I'm very good with, I'm very familiar with, then I love to use it and apply it and help and do whatever. If I'm knowledgeable in it, if somebody asks me about some shit that I don't know about, I have no problem, and I will immediately say, listen, I don't know. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the German language, to the current, or within the last, like I'd say 20 years of German language, I am pretty much up to par. When it comes to old German language, a little tricky. Spelling the das with one S, even so it's supposed to be spelled with a double S, I guess, because that was the old way of writing. Those are the things that I wouldn't be able to really, but just the current, German, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I was like, okay, maybe that's what you guys can catch. Oh, yeah, I don't know, catch how an Irish person see. I can't even I can't imitate an English or Irish accent. I can't do it. I can do fucking like Serbian. I can do German. I can do all that. I don't know. I suck at this. I don't know why. Oh, cheese leaf. Bro, I swear to you. A gaff? A gaff. Yeah, just like the people from England, they don't really call it an apartment. They call it a flat. That's what I was taught. Back in my day, Charizard. You know what is Charizard in German? Glurak. Glurak is Charizard in German. Glurak. So it is always funny to me when like, or it was, not anymore, but when I first moved to US and then I hear the Pokemon song, I only know it in German, right? And I'm listening to it in English. But for me, it's like, ich will der Allerbeste sein, wie keiner vor mir war. But it's like, English is like, I want to be the very best. And I'm like, that sounds shitty. It's like this with all the Disney movies. It's all fucking, I know it in German because I was raised with that. And people are like, sing it. I'm like, I only know that song in German. They're like, what? How? Because a lot of people forget. I'm like, guys, hello. They're like, oh, yeah, true. Sing it in German. And then I see it, they're like, that's so weird. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. It sounds better. Flat, yeah. Hi, Florida Metal. Nah, it's funny. Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles song and like Hakuna Matata, everything, every fucking thing. Oh, yeah. See, we have this in German too. Depending on the region in Germany, we have slang or dialect, right? So where I'm from in the West, when we, okay, let me just kind of. So when the word what is was, which most people in the world actually know that. What is was? Now, in the slang from where I'm from, it's not was, but it would be wat. Just like the means das, der, die, das, depending on whether it's female, neutral, or male. Americans only have one article for it, and that's the. Now, das would be proper, and in my slang, be dat. And my mother and her sister, my godmother, would be on the phone, and they'd be like, "What dat da 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 da," and talking slang, and I would pick that shit up, and I would, speak to my mom. I was like, "You will not speak in slang German to me. You will speak Hochdeutsch, Hochdeutsch, Hoch, high, Deutsch, German, high German." The complete proper German with no fucking wat or dat or jot or wat. Just completely has to be proper. So my mom was very picky, but nowadays when I talk to my brother, I'm straight up like, I'm very slangy when I talk to my brother. I'm like, what? He's not. He speaks very properly, but me, I'm like, I don't care. I want to speak in my slang German. I deserve it. A gaffer? A gaffer? Oh my god. You guys really do have a weird fucking way of talking. Yorkshire. Or is it Yorkshire? That's the funny thing, because Americans have such a hard time saying Worcestershire sauce. I have a hard time too. Worcestershire sauce. I don't know. I don't know what's the right way of saying it. But they put it in all kinds of stuff, and it's too much. It's smelly, and come on now. Story horse? Worcester sauce? Worcestershire sauce is what I thought it was pronounced. See, that's what I'm saying. Worcester. Worcester. Worcester? Whatever. Languages are interesting and funny, to say the least. How they, the thousands of years that they developed this way, that they are so especially we can say, for instance, take German and Serbian, for instance. There is nothing similar about these languages, down to their conjunctions, down to everything. They're completely different, down to the R rolling. Because we Germans roll our R in the back, whereas to Serbians is in the front, just like Russian or Spanish or Italian. How did that happen? You know what I mean? And then again, when you go within the Slavic areas, when you have like Croatia, and you got like Serbia and even Russia or something, there are similarities, a lot of similarities, from the sounds to the words to da 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 da. And it's like, but how are all, how, if you just travel 16 hours another way, there's a completely different culture with a completely different language. I think it's fascinating. I think that's such a chance encounter. And I think what it is too is such strong-willed human ancestors that we had, right? Because they stuck by this for thousands of years to maintain the traditions, the culture, the language, everything, and I think we need to totally embrace that, and I love it. I think it's awesome. Nowadays, people think, we should meddle everything and shit. And I do think we should be more meddling in a sense, but I do also think we should maintain that stability of the traditions and cultures, and the languages, because it's amazing. It's so much you can learn. If you just start meddling everything together, then, like, damn, we're going to lose all that. That's what's unfortunately going to happen, Aulvan is an older woman. Irish be confusing. Oh, good idea, Cap King. Okay, cool. Let me shuffle these for you. Yeah. So, find it all great. I had somebody from Turkey in here earlier, which is not unfamiliar to me, because we had a lot of Turkish people back in the day when I grew up in Germany. I think more so now, which is a little bit is good and is bad, both, whatever. Let's not get into politics here, but always fascinated too by their culture, just because it was so common to be around Turkish people all the time. I never really got into it, because I never thought, I was never going to be around Turkish people again. I was never going, or at least not as close as I was, so I never really paid that much attention. Now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, damn, I should have paid more attention. But I was a kid, as a kid, I didn't give a fuck. I was around Russian people, Polish people, Turkish people, Italian people, Albanian people, which my father did not like as a Serb. my father would always say, Albanian Albanian people they have horse teeth, honey. They have horse teeth. And he would laugh. But at the time, he got a little bit like nervous, and he told me, he's like, you gotta remember, honey, the Albanian people, they carry a knife somewhere on their body at all times. That's my dad telling me, right? When I'm like 15, I'm like, Dad, I'm okay, man. I'm okay, Dad. Let me go out. Oh, he did not like when he heard there was an Albanian kid that I was hanging out with. Oh, shit. He was... My dad never lost his cool or anything. That was never my father. He was the coolest, but you know, he'd give me a side eye and be like, be careful, honey. You know what to do. Don't keep your money in your back pocket. Only front pocket. I know, Dad. Indeed. With an ale, I hope. Maybe? Okay, so let's see what your card says. Interesting. So we got Page of Cups inverted here. That is something about somebody not being truthful toward you. Maybe one of your mates. I don't know, that's what the English people say, I think. Yeah, this is definitely about somebody that's selfish. Somebody selfish around you, secretive, a liar, or a lazy person. Now, because we don't have a timeline, it is either something in your recent past, in your present, or in your very near future. Okay, so a selfish person, a secretive person, a liar, or a lazy person. Now, because it is showing in your cards, this would suggest that this is somebody that you see every day. It may not be somebody that you're very close to, but it is somebody that you have kind of like energies have intertwined, and so you may see them very frequently, okay? But caution to this tale. The good part about it is that it will be very obvious when the time comes. If you have not yet experienced it, when the time comes, it will be uncovered very quickly who this person is. Like, you don't have to sit here and think that everybody's the enemy now. It will be very clear, very obvious who is the person that is secretive, that is lying, that is lazy. It will be very obvious to you when the time comes. So no worry, you'll be able to uncover it quickly. You don't have to look around you all the time and think that everybody's the enemy, because frankly they are, but don't look around like everybody's your enemy. For me, it's like this. Every human, I give them one chance. It's fine. But they're my enemy. I give my enemy a chance one time. Humans. Every animal is my friend, and they can do whatever they want. They have free for all. Humans? Nema ništa. No way. One chance. Now. Used to be 2-3 chances when I was younger. Now? No. Oh, okay. That's far in the past, but could still be a possibility that it was about them. Oh, man. Oh. It does not help, but it makes you feel like it helps, you know? Ah. Whew. Oh, okay. So if that's the case, I can think that this can very well be it, because it was for such a prolonged time. that they did that to you. So that energy can absolutely be very residual still and show up in here. That can exactly for two juicy drama. Oh my god. What did he lie about? You can just say one word or something, because I really want to know, how bad was it? How bad was it? I really want to know. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh, my phone's at 7% now. Wow, look at that. That's a ridiculous thing. What was I gonna say? Oh. I'm like a squirrel, guys. I really am. Like, my brain's like, blah! Fucking weird. I hate when my computer makes that weird sound. It makes me think it's about to crash. That's it. I'm taking a fucking screenshot of that shit, so I don't forget. Something that I'm trying not to forget. What's this? Yeah, I do all of that. So what do you want from me? Facebook is trying to give me advice on how to expand my viewers, and it's like, everything that you're telling me, I'm already doing that. Like, I'm not. I guess I'm just trying to help people that are not well versed in this area or something. He says this girl was crazy, nuts, abusive. She was doing all these things to him. He told her I was this terrible person. He told her, you were this terrible person. We hated each other until we finally talked and realized he lied to both of us about each other. Oh. You know, like, these are things, because you guys are in your 20s. I remember being in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, that was some shit where you're like, this is bullshit, man. How could you do this to me? Flipping tables and chairs and shit, right? I get it. In your 30s, you're going to be a lot less, like, worried about shit like that. Just letting you know. Some things, as you get older, get better. Some things get worse. This will get better. It will get better. There will be way more transparency as you get older, because people... You had a fun idea? What was your idea? Why would you want to give me a video that somebody else created? That's fucking... Like, no. Or with strange people... Ridiculous. Really ridiculous. What is this? Nobody cares. Sent it to his mother? Okay, that's very different. I wonder what Mommy Dearest said to that. But you know, that's not really big punishment. Well, maybe at your guys' age. No. Okay, listen. I've done my fair shit of shit. If anybody of my friends would have sent anything like that to my mother, my mother would have said, so? Oh. Maybe not the lies. The lies is probably where my mom would have been a little bit like, come on now. I didn't raise you. Everything else, my mother would have been like, I know my daughter. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she did, but I mean, that was not real bad punishment. You have to come up with a real bad scheme and really fuck him around. That's what you gotta do. Like, get a girl, just trying to give you an idea. You get a girl, you talk to a girl and say, listen, I know this guy, right? And he's a total piece of shit. And you find this really pretty girl or whatever, and you're gonna be like, hey, can you try to, like, get him all interested in you, get him all hyped up for a couple of months, and then break his heart and fucking tell him, I don't like you at all, and fucking, I'm sleeping with this and this guy, and dude, that would be a fucking break his heart, like, there. Now, he will never do it again. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's better. That's better. That is good. No, that's people act shitty, man. People really do act shitty. I'm just, like, in that sense, I'm just way too, like, lazy, and I have way too many other things on my mind to get too involved. But whenever I see them in person, I either, like, I don't even interact with them. If I know that they're garbage, I don't even talk to, I just ignore them. Because, like, I have nothing to say to them. And if by any chance encounter we do talk or whatever, there will be a time in the conversation where I will make a remark, or I will say something to open this up, for them to say something, and then I tell them how I feel, and then that's it. And whatever happens after happens, if the person says, yeah, I was wrong, or I was shitty, we talk it out fine. It all depends on the severity of the crime, it depends on how I feel about it. There's some things you just cannot come back from, really, like, I've been in many physically as well as mentally and emotionally abusive relationships. For instance, there's no coming back from that. There's no, like, I will never speak to these guys again. Now, my ex-husband, for instance, wasn't that big of a deal, like, yeah, he did something wrong, he kind of cheated, and it was like, okay, but, we don't ever talk, but once in a while, I'll be like, how are you doing? Good, how are you? It's fine, whatever. It's okay, but there's certain things that these can never be fixed. When the person is straight up like a psycho, they have something very wrong with them, then but if somebody's just being a dick, it's like, whatever. And there's also different, like, levels too, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, I had a friend that I thought was a friend, and he just ended up being a total fucking weirdo and fucking weird shit, and screaming at me, like, and acting fucking weird, taking back something that he gave to me. So it's like, okay, so I don't want you to die. I mean, I don't give a shit if you die or not, but I don't hate you. I don't resent you, but I really just don't want anything to do with you, because you're just garbage, If a girl asks me, hey, what do you think about this guy? I'm going to tell the girl, like, what happened. I'm going to tell her, well, I don't know, Could be a great boyfriend, but I fucking doubt it, Used to be a fucking meth head, does all this bullshit, like, probably not a good idea, Doesn't have a good job, doesn't have a vehicle, doesn't have a driver's license, probably not a good fucking idea. Just letting you know, but my mother always told me, where love falls, which means wherever love hits the ground and wherever it meets, because true love, whatever, man, but just dating-wise, So fun. No, that is we Europeans are like that a lot of times. It was like that for me too. Because I went through so many things in my life that it ages you, but not only like not only and not always like physically, but it does a number on you. It definitely does a number on you. It I think it's in your blood, man. It's in your DNA, and it changes your DNA all the way into your bone marrow, man. All the way into your blood, and it affects your hormones, and it affects your brain, and yeah, it really is true. And this is so cliche, as many of these things are, but it's like I really would not be the way I am today if it weren't for all the things that happened to me. I'd be probably, I mean, well, I don't know if that's really true though. I'd probably still be the same person, except for a couple of I don't know, but it does definitely affect us in a way. I know that's how I am. At my age, I'm just like sometimes I mean sometimes I hear people that are older than me, mostly at work, and it's like I hear them talk, and but even I'm in a band, so we perform in the metal scene, in the heavy metal scene. So always fucking politics between the bands and promoters and da 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 da. But it's like the shit that I hear people talk about sometimes. I'm really sitting there like, that's what you're fucking worried about, bro? Like, that's it? That's what has you sit at the bar freaking the fuck out and going crazy and kicking shit? Or fucking sitting there crying? Or fucking sitting there and talking about a particular topic for an hour where it's like, this person said this. And they're just like totally involved in that now for an hour. And I'm like, all right, that's I guess you have really not much going on in your life for you to be worrying about that shit. Is this fucking high school? I always look around myself and I'm like, no, I could have sworn I finished high school across the pond a long time ago. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm telling you right now, in the US is notorious. Holy shit. The people here are so outrageously dramatic. It's like, you can't say a fucking word. You cannot say a word and somebody will get upset and somebody will fucking walk around and fucking talk so badly about you because you had some kind of fucking opinion or something, In Europe, we're all honest to each other. The backstabbing shit is not really a thing. You know that. Like, we pretty much like, fuck you, mate. Yeah, fuck you too. What the hell? It's that's how we do it. And here in the US, it's all about backstabbing and manipulation here. Manipulating and gaslighting here is holy shit. It's like every person will try to manipulate or gaslight you, even if it's just in the littlest way. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's about gaining, or I don't know what it is. But it's so weird. That's one of those things when I moved here, I'm still not used to it. After 16 years, I'm still not used to it. I would literally blurt something out and people would look at me like, I can't believe you just said that. And it's like, what? Like, it's true. He's a dick. All I said is like, he's an asshole. And people are like, oh my God, I can't believe she just said that. And it's like, what? No, we're not dramatic. Like, oh my God. No, see, And I know Florida Metal, you're not one of them, but you know what I'm talking about because you're very involved in the scene too, right? This is not just about the metal scene, but this is really about people in general. Like I said, in the metal scene, I see it because that's where I dwell. At work, I see it. It's just like you're 50. Why in the fuck are you worried? What the hell, man? Oh my god. So it's like I walked my life on eggshells so much. But it's like I've been gradually stopping that because it's like I'm not how many times have I heard this, oh, you're too much, you're too loud, you're too brash, or you're too I'm not abrasive. I'm not actually abrasive, but like to this and to that, and it's like for many years I was like, okay. Especially with my weird and complicated immigration situation, so it makes it even worse, makes me even more self-conscious, blah blah blah. But it's like I'm getting to a point in my life where the more I think, the more I have time to think, the more I'm realizing I'm just wasting my fucking time dwelling, worrying, and listening to other fucking idiots. I don't care. I am me. I like me. I'm okay with, like is maybe a little too much, but I'm okay. I'm okay with what I am, with what I do, and how I express myself, and everything. I'm okay. I have to realize I have flaws, and one of my biggest flaws is I'm selfish. I'm a selfish person. I am a selfish person, and I got that from my dad, and I'm also stubborn, and I got that from my mom, and also from my dad. Okay, more so from my dad. My dad was way more stubborn than my mom, but certain things my mom was very stubborn. But it's like I can live with that. I can live. The selfishness can be tricky, but when I say selfish, it is like selfish on like dumb levels. Nothing big. I'm never selfish when it comes to big things. When it comes to little shit, I'm selfish. But sleep well. Thank you, Cab King, for coming in and getting a reading and everything. Have a good night. Have a great night. No, and you see that's the thing. Dutch people, like for instance, European people, it's not that way. It's just that like we in Europe are raised a little bit differently. Like we are always raised with kind of putting a distance between ourselves and others a little bit. And it's about proper etiquette and manners, but nothing beyond that unless you become good friends. Then we become warming up and friendly. Now, my other half that's from Serbia, always very friendly and huggy and all that. But I was raised in Germany, so my mentality is a lot more German. I'm a lot more cold and a lot more like here and no further. You know what I mean? Until I can say, okay, we've warmed up and we can be, like this. Indeed. Yeah, we are by no means rude. We will always say thank you. We will always say hello. We will always say goodbye. Whereas experience in the U.S., I mean, I'm in the South here, right? So I got the two very opposing sides. I got the Southern, like real Southern people, and they're like, hello, how are you doing today? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like up in your shit. And I'm like, eh. And then you have the people, they can't even open their mouth to say anything. So it's like you got both extremes here, and it's like, why can't we have a nice medium? Hello, how are you doing? Good, how are you? Bye. Don't find it here. You don't find it here. You either get the whole fucking shebang. They tell you about what Papa did yesterday, or you have somebody that has daggers in their eyes and they want to murder you. It's nothing in between. Yeah, and exactly, Angel. That's a good word to use. Blunt. We are very much like we go right to the point, and we're just like, I'm not gonna sit here and talk around the bush. I'm gonna say it out, and if it's so shocking to you, I'm sorry, but like, damn, I'm a sensitive person. May not believe it, but I'm a sensitive person, and if it's not shocking sounding to me, it's not shocking. I'm just saying. Like, I can watch a movie and something particular happens in the movie and I will cry. Now tell me I'm not a sensitive person. Or a book even. Make it even worse. A book. I can read a book, and if something happens in a book, I fucking like, I'm a sensitive person. But you know what? If I say something to you, like, and I don't feel that it is like, I mean, I guess I can't say that like that, because if it is about something that they care about, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's not nothing. Nothing really matters, like, that's the whole basis of everything. It's like nothing really matters in the end. None of us are going to get out of this alive, right? So forging relationships with people is important, an actually close relationship, family tied relationship, friendship, because when we die, that's all that's going to look over us on our deathbed is the people that we forged relationships with. Nothing else fucking matters. And our animals, of course. But when it comes to all that little bullshit, that little in between, like he said this and this and this, and hey, no. If you're a shit person to me, leave. Because I'm gonna die. When I die, I want to have hundreds and hundreds of awesome people that loved me, or that love me there. You treat me like shit. You talk to me disrespectfully. Leave. I am not wasting my time. I'm not mad. I'm not fucking nothing. Just go. You clogging up a room for better people to come in. So go. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's it. And then this is the same. I'm a very like, I don't know what would be the right word, but it is. I'm very like picky, because I keep tabs, man. I don't care. I keep tabs. I don't have to keep tabs on shit, on bad things people do to me, because I do it all the time. But I keep tabs on good things that people do to me, because that happens not often, right? So the people that do good things to me, they're already like, I suck them right out of there and I put them to the side, like in this golden like little globe or whatever. The rest is all just in this gray fucking shithole area, right? So it's like, you did something good to me for nothing in return. Like, you didn't want anything in return for doing this for me. You already put to the side. Because you are special. Because you did that out of the kindness of your heart. That's it. And I'm not talking about, like, if I ask somebody, and you get, and I really don't want anybody to take this the wrong way now, but really listen to me and take this really at face value. It's like, if I ask a friend that I've had for, let's say, I've had this friend for 6 years. This has been my friend for 6 years. And I thought that he was my friend, right? And I ask him for $200 so I can do something very important. That is very important, right? For just $200. And then they give me this money. And I tell them that I'm paying, before they even give me this money, I tell them I will pay them back immediately within like 7 days or whatever, right? And then they proceed to give me the money, and then I pay them the money back. That was really just a business exchange, especially when this same person benefits from me spending that $200, right? Benefits in different ways. I know this is a little vague now, but just bear with me. This was just a business transaction. This was not a friend. Okay? To me, a friend would have been like, mind you, if they are financially capable, of course. That is the given of this whole thing, which I knew at this time that this person was, because I am using a specific example here that I went through. A friend would have been like, you know what? And more than well. Not just like, they're okay to live. No. They're perfectly fine to live. Like, way better than anybody else that I know, including myself. Okay? If they would have said, take that $200, don't even worry about giving it back to me. Of course, I would have insisted. Of course, I would have insisted once I got the money. Of course, I would have insisted the entire time to give this back. A friend would have continued to insist on not getting paid back. And that would have been the end of that. Now, that's a friend. That person just did a friendship deed. Here in the U.S., it's like, oh, I'm your best friend. Oh, can you drive me there? Well, do you have gas money? It's like, what? When I told my like, when I was still in contact with my friends in Germany and stuff, and I told them that these things, you know, it's like, gas money, what does that mean? Like, I literally have to give them money for them to take me 10 minutes down the road. What? That's not your friend. Oh, I guess not. Really? That's not a friend. A friend is somebody that does something, you know, without wanting anything in return. That's what a friend is. Nothing else. You know, if I ask my friend, my actual friend, for $200, and they like, and I will pay you back, and they look at me, they're like, listen, I don't have it, and they don't have it. That's it. You know, there's nothing that has anything to do with friendship or anything. They can't do it. They're still my friend. You know, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, I am at a time in my life where it's like, you have to prove yourself to me, because I will do the same for you. If I ever get my license and everything and my vehicle, I'll be going to all of these people's houses. They won't even know that I'm coming. I will just go there and ring the bell, because that's what I do. That's how I live my life. That's how I lived my life when I had my car and my driver's license, because I want to see my friends. Even so, they don't do the same for me, most of them, because they're not my friends. You know what I'm saying? But some do. But, you know what I'm saying. Oh, thank you, Josh. Thank you for following. Thank you. So yeah, people misinterpret what is a friend, and it is weird, because my brother and I actually had this conversation, because in Europe it is very normal to call somebody an acquaintance, and they will call you in return an acquaintance. Like, we make a very big distinction between a friend and an acquaintance, and it's totally normal, you know. And you know, because people, you know, I don't know. Just the lines are way more understandable and clear, you know, in Europe, I guess, to, you know, what's what. And here in America, it's like, you're my best friend. And then suddenly you haven't heard from them in like 2 years. It's like, what? You're not my best friend if I haven't heard from you in 2 years. You know, that's fucking stupid. Where in Europe are you, Josh? See, UK. We had already earlier somebody from UK, from Ireland. I get many people from the UK in here. I'm not sure why, but welcome in and greetings. I was born and raised in Germany, so, but I live in Florida in the US. Been here for a long time. Yeah, I know. I had just Cap King from Ireland just hopped off because he said, it's time to go. Because it's 2:30. It's 9:30 here, so. But yeah, it's very different. The way people here work, very different indeed. You will not be on people's minds for long. Everybody here is like a drifter, like a squirrel, you know? I don't know how to explain it. This is actually very good as so long. I don't use this one enough. I have the other ones. Anyway. Sure, Josh. You know how to do it? You know how to redeem? Oh, you did that already. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry about that. Man. Talk about squirrel. I'm a squirrel too, but not in that way. Not in that way. Oh, wow. Totally just dissociated for a second there. Oh my god, that was kind of scary because I was thinking about fucking some fucked up shit. Since lockdown? Oh my, that's been a while. Oh. Well, you follow me now. Which means whenever I go on, I hope you have your notifications on, then you get a notification, and then if you can't, you can come in and you can fucking, do that. Get a reading. Sorry about that. Ugh. Okay, it's the man is kicking it to me. Wow. Okay. Serious. Is there somebody there? I see a little paw. Come in, Lanos. Push open the door. She's trying to come in, one of my cats. I have many cats. But only 3 are allowed inside. But only 2 ever really come. And only one of the 2 is in here. Littles, you can do it. I think I'm going to help her real quick. I see her little paw coming in. But she is not the smartest. She's sweet, but she's not so smart. My other one's very smart. He would have already been in here. Littles. Hey, baby Littles. Come in, Littles. It's open. Please come. Hi, baby Littles. It's me. Well, come on. What? Well, come. Come to me. Smelly girl. Come on. She's so weird. All right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, is she here now? Littles. Come on, Littles. Littles. Baby Littles. Come in. I'm not playing games right now. You come or you don't. I don't care. Very good, Josh. Look at that. This is awesome because this is the 10 of Cups. Look at, even the cards kind of says it. It's about family traditions, sharing of family values. Very nice. Okay. Home life, reunion. Littles. She's right there. Littles. What are you doing? Yeah, reunion is one of those things too with this card. Peaceful surroundings and family devotion. Okay, so that's very nice. Now, because we don't have a timeline for this card, I don't know if this is something that's happened to you recently, is happening to you right now, or will happen in the future. I'm almost thinking this is for future, okay? Loving and peaceful surroundings and family devotion. And home reunion, maybe home life and reunion. Maybe you will see somebody that is close to you that you haven't seen in a long time or something like that, So that's very good. Hopefully that's to come for you. Now, Littles, you come over here. Come to me, baby Littles. Come to me, pretty girl. Hi, girl.
Your eye is still giving you issues. What's with your eye, Litos? You want to say hi to the people? Come on. Say hi to the people. They want to see you, pretty girl. Come here, Litos. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, baby Litos. You're so silly.
Oh, Litos. Oh, my baby Litos.
She's such a good girl. You're a good girl, Litos. So what are you doing? Are you just walking around and doing nothing? You're weird. Say hello to the people.
She's got something with her eye. She's had it for a couple of days. It's irritated. It's nothing. It's just irritated. It's not a sting or anything. Littles, what's wrong with you?
What is it, Littles?
Oh, Littles, you're so cute. I love your little face.
It's a good little face. It's a good little face.
She's so cute.
She wanted the attention.
Her leg is doing better. The other day was kind of bad again, but it's getting better again now. Oh, that's good. At least then we know that this is the present time for you, Josh.
Right, Littles? See, you're gray like what I'm wearing, Littles, but a little darker gray. So good girl. It's okay, Littles. Don't be scared.
Nobody's scared.
Baby Littles. You know you don't have to be scared with me. You know that. Good girl.
Yeah. Call her Littles. Her name is actually Deanna, but I call her Littles because she has like a very little head. Look at how small her head is. It's like she's a baby, but she's not even a baby anymore. She's like 3. But her head is so small.
Oh, it's okay, baby. I know you want to go. Oh, it's too high. I'll put you down. No, don't jump here with your leg. It's too high. It's better, baby Littles. Okay, don't worry.
You're so cute, Littles. She's like, I'm leaving. You're bothering me. I think she needs to go out. Let me try to let her out real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. But I'm back. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Maybe I'll jump on the video game. Maybe. But I think I'm leaving the stream for tonight. But thank you, everybody. What a good, very good stream. Thank you, everybody. Oh, okay. Here comes Cheese Leaf. Okay. Okay. Fucking freezing in here. Damn. I'm turning off my air conditioner. Okay. I'll make you my last one, Cheese Leaf, and then I'm leaving. I may be going on Genshin, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. See how I feel. But I think I could. But I'm gonna do you real quick here, Cheese Leaf. No problem. But I do want to thank everybody. I want to thank Josh. I want to thank Cap King. Liv. Oh no, Liv was earlier. Okay. Yep. So thank you everybody. And thank you Cheese Leaf. Thank you Florida Metal. I don't know who else was talking in here. I think I already said Angel. Thank you Angel. I think that's it. It was mainly Cap King and Jada. But I was also earlier though. Never mind. You too, Florida Metal. Okay, yeah, I will. It's been aggravating. Not gonna lie, it's been fucking aggravating. They're fucking me over a little bit, but I think I can get it resolved. But we'll see. But yeah, I'll send you an update there either tonight or tomorrow. Promise. Because that's the least I can really do. Thank you, Cheese Leaf. I appreciate that. I really do. So let's look at your card though. Ah. Four of Wands, Cheese Leaf. This is about divorce, unstable and insecure home life. Okay. Now divorce, you know, doesn't always have to mean actual divorce, but a separation from somebody. You know, insecure home life, unstable partnership, and divorce. Okay. Yeah. So because we don't have a timeline on this, you know, I don't know if this is something that happened to you recently, but it could also be something that's going to happen to you in the near future, okay? And it's going to be a little bit sad. I am feeling that, I am gathering that. It's going to be kind of a sad separation. May also not be in a romantic sense, you know, it could also be just a friend, you know, or something like that. But yeah, it's not going to be very nice for you, unfortunately. So, yeah, that concludes your cheese. It's not easy being cheesy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate telling you bad stuff like that, but you're welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming here tonight. I may be coming back on Genshin, maybe, because it is only 10. I could play for an hour, so I may be doing that. So maybe I'll see a couple of you guys there. But if not, thank you everybody for coming. I appreciate you very much. Don't forget to mourn those in spiritual turmoil. And until next time, I say tschüss, zdravo, and bye.